I'm back again, and here we are with another knit future game. This is number 6 in the series, and it is titled The Secret of the Scarlet Hand. So let's jump
Welcome
in.
to my latest case, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. To start playing,
I'm gonna do
Dear Dad,
Senior
greetings
Detective.
from the new Deputy Curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss you, by the way. How's Africa? I sure hope this letter reaches you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases. As you probably know, the museum specializes in ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist. Maybe you've seen her name in the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently, it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge turnout that they've closed their doors to prepare. I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill. I was just checking the lock on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces, a carving of King Pakal.
Who is King Pakal?
Pakal assumed the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 A.D. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings. There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. He's a wizard when it comes to these deals. You'll meet him later. Now then, Nancy, you're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
Well, then.
If there's one thing I've learned from my father, it's the value of hard work. Just tell me where to start.
There's a list of tasks for you in the lab. Once you've knocked those off, we'll regroup.
Yes, I get a task list to do. It's my favorite. Yeah.
Before I dig in, can you tell me about the exhibit we're gearing up for?
In addition to our permanent collection, we're borrowing rare pieces from museums and private collectors around the world. Soon we'll be sitting on the most fabulous collection of Maya artifacts ever assembled in one place. And now that we've scored the monolith, too, Beach Hill sera numero uno.
This monolith, it's an important discovery?
Yes, a hot young team of archaeologists, Americans and Mexicans both, dug it out of a cave near Palenque. Every curator from here to Siberia was trying to get a hold of it, but I'm the one who closed the deal.
Interesting.
Why do you mention the nationalities of the archaeologists?
Because in
Yes.
archaeology, everyone wants to be king of the sandbox. I became a curator because I want to help make artifacts available to as many people as possible. That's all that matters, isn't it? Unless you're Alejandro Del Rio.
Who's Alejandro Del Rio?
Ugh, wouldn't you rather hear about the monolith? It's a massive pillar of stone, nearly 1,500 years old with Maya glyphs carved into it. We've installed it in the garden. Wait until you see it.
It's a giant, like, square brick, basically, is what it is. What should I ask?
What purpose did the monolith serve?
According to Henrik, the monolith was made at the special request of King Pakal himself, but we don't know what its purpose was.
Gosh, we got a lot of questions.
Who's Henrik?
Henrik Vanderheun, world-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vander head till he's got a translation on that monolith.
Pointy Vanderhead.
Any last advice before I get down to business?
Semper ubi sabubi.
Ha ha ha, it's a joke. It's a Latin joke. It's not a very good one. basically, semper is always, ubi is where, as in place, where, and sub is under, so semper ubi sub ubi, always where, under where. But it's not really that funny because it's the wrong kind of under. I mean, it's the wrong kind of where, the wrong kind of under. Anyway, an interview with Prince Rutherford. Okay, so blah blah blah, you can read this interview if you want, but it's boring. The only thing important is this fire ruby necklace with the jade carving in the middle, the Mayan thing. Okay.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. How cultured.
Nancy thinks she's cultured. Okay, cool. I think that's the only important thing there, and what does that say? The Great Plaza of something? Tikal? Maybe that's Pakal. I can't read it. It's so faint in Guatemala. No. I thought the Pakal thing was, I don't know. No, the monolith from Mexico. But King Pakal's, the monolith King Pakal had it made. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, look, a paper airplane. Addenda to the Palenque Monolith loan contract between the Republic of Mexico and Beach Hill Museum, Washington, D.C. This is kind of important. Why was it a paper airplane? Oh, this is a map in case you need it. Stop it. This place isn't really that big, though. I mean, it gets bigger, like, because you unlock places. But as of right now, it's not very big at all. Grab us a card. This is Mind Glyph for Road. Cool. There's no money in there. Aww. We can go outside if we want. But she told us to, what am I doing? Oh, she told us to go in our office or whatever, and,
Topeka Commission for the Arts. That's the organization Prudence Rutherford works for.
Yes, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. I mean, that's not important right now, but it'll be important later. I love this game. It's so fun. Let's look at this thing again. Hi, Pakal. King Pakal. Hey, yeah, there's a lot of different little sections. We'll get to explore them all later. Anyway, right now what we're supposed to do is go in this employees only part. Nope. Go in this lab, and there's Henrik. That's his desk. This is our desk. We're basically interning, I think. That's pretty much what this is. Okay. Somebody wrote in chocolate. Sunny was here. Sort out shards of pottery in reasonable pot at lab workstation. Priority. Bring addenda to monolith loan agreement to Alejandro Del Rio at Mexican consulate for signature. Order bubble wrap, packing tape, sticky labels. Match recorded narrations to appropriate displays in the main exhibition hall. You'll need headphones for this. Reorder Maya numbering exhibit in the main exhibition hall. So priority is this addenda right here that what am I doing? I don't know. That we need to bring. Oh, just grab that. Property of Sunny June. So Sunny June, who is the intern who was here before us. And he's got different notes on different stuff that I'm not gonna worry about right now. Have a candy bar though? I guess not. So right now we're going to, since that's priority, that should be the first thing we do, right? Is take this paper to Alejandro. So here we go. Every time I say Alejandro, I think of that Lady Gaga song. Don't call my name, don't call my name. Okay, sorry. Anyway. Here we go. Just driving by the Pentagon, and not driving because we're in a subway, but whatever. So we're gonna meet this guy. Hello, sir. I'm gonna look at your pamphlets and stuff first because I'm nosy. Establishing legal provenance. It's your duty. A work of art may travel great distances and change hands many times during the course of its lifetime. Typically, legal transfer ownership happens either as a sale, an inheritance, or a gift. Basically, everything's you gotta do things legal and stuff when passing things through and stuff. Keep it legal, y'all. You can't just go to another country and just take stuff, artifacts and stuff, and bring them back to your country for no reason.
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew, the new deputy curator over at Beach Hill.
So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to join the ranks with the modern-day conquistadors?
I didn't sign up to be a pirate, but it actually sounds kind of cool.
I beg your pardon, but how does a deputy curator become a pirate in your book?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground.
Yeah, but I wasn't there.
Alejandro, I understand that many crimes were committed in the name of exploration, but that was hundreds of years ago. What does this have to do with Beach Hill?
There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world.
But I still didn't do it.
What do you mean by questionable provenance?
An artifact's provenance is the story of its origin and ownership. For example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin.
Right.
Then the relics at Beach Hill must all be legitimate, right?
No, not at all. Provenance documents are often tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market, even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this.
Are you suggesting Beach Hill is involved in these kinds of misdealings?
If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong.
But, just drop it. Just drop it, Nancy.
Well, I think I'll have to chew on some of these issues for a while, Alejandro. In the meantime, I do need you to sign off on these changes to the loan agreement for the monolith. Do you mind?
I am still not happy that such a rare find will have its debut exhibition on American soil. But in my country, too, there are people for whom money talks. I will take those documents now.
Okay, here you go. Sorry, somebody made them into an airplane.
I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over.
Are you sure? I don't mind waiting.
You may consider your mission accomplished.
Well, okay then.
Goodbye.
Okay, cool. So, basically, he thinks that there's been some bad dealings going on. The Colonial Hotel is where we live.